If you wanna be crypto savvy, we can help you skip those valleys. Let's rally, yeah. If you wanna be crypto savvy, we can let
Welcome back to Be Crypto Savvy. Appreciate you folks jumping into this video with us and sharing your valuable time. We are going to be jumping into Ethereum and Bitcoin today, just getting a little catch up on what's happening in the charts. And yes, I did say that right. We are jumping into Ethereum first. You got to keep you on your toes. Got to make sure that you're paying attention. Ethereum first on the daily time frame. You can see that on this daily candle here, we've seen a sizable pullback. Let's actually check to see how much we've pulled back today. Just about 7% we've seen for a pullback on Ethereum today. And you can also see that we hit the exact bottom of our support band down here, which also coincided nicely with our previous resistance line turned support recently. And we also have the 20-day moving average just below us beneath that. So this pretty much played out perfectly, pretty much how we were anticipating. I did say that I thought we'd probably hover right around this $2,000 level line, which is this white line that's coming across horizontally here. We did fall a little bit farther, but we still remained in our support band. So if we happen to pull back a little bit farther, we do have, if you look over on our volume indicator here on the right side of the screen, we do have a couple small blips before, let me get rid of that. We do have a couple small blips here before our next serious support band. So the next blip on the way down is about $1,915, and then below that is about $1,875. However, I mean, that's not much of a difference between our next actual support band, which is at about $1,842. However, if you did catch our last video, I did switch this resistance band that's now green. I switched it from red, which was a resistance, and I switched it to support. And at the time I said this might be a little early. However, I feel comfortable doing this. And I still feel confident in that sentiment that we shall remain within this band. You can see down on the stochastic that we do have some more room to pull back. We are currently at about 44, and we're looking to see that pullback down closer to around 20 on our stochastic RSI. Now, just to be able to get that pulled back farther doesn't necessarily mean that we need to see the price come down. We can just continue to chop sideways and kind of reestablish that strength. So that's what I'm anticipating and what I'm looking to do. And if you remember when we did our last video, if you happen to catch that, when we were talking about the Genie range report, and I will actually throw a video in the top right corner real quick for you if you are unfamiliar with what the Genie range report is. That video will be able to give you a description of what you can expect within this report, as well as how to get it for your 2-week free trial and 10% off the already low price of only $20 per month thereafter. So continuing on though, if you caught our last video, one of the things that we noted was the relative value line on Ethereum here compared to Bitcoin. And the relative value line on Ethereum was right about midway through our opportunity zone, which is right about that $2,100 level. So looking at Ethereum, we are underneath that relative value indicator line right now as far as the Genie range report is considered. At the current price, so right now what that's telling us is at the current price, that's a good entry point for getting more bang for your buck, so to speak, and a good opportunity to dollar cost average perhaps. That is what I expect. I expect just to see a little bit of choppy sideways action right around in this area with Ethereum. Now let's move on to Bitcoin. So first things first with Bitcoin, I did want to just stop and look at the Bitcoin dominance. We are still on that daily time frame, and you can see about a week ago we got that rejection from about 49%, just shy of 49%. Now, if you're wondering why we're talking about Bitcoin dominance, if we go ahead and zoom out, we have talked about this before. If you haven't caught the videos, Bitcoin over the past few years, every time that we've gotten into this zone right around 47, 48%, Bitcoin dominance gets kicked back down considerably. You can see how much of these pullbacks are. We're talking about from 47%, 48% down to around, the 40% area. So if we look back over here, we did in fact see that rejection. We do see a little bit of a reclaim of some of that percentage. However, I do still anticipate this coming down considerably. Now, the reason I want to bring this up quickly is if you didn't get a chance to catch our possible altcoin season video, I'm going to throw that up in the top right corner for you. This plays a big role in the possibility of us getting a mini altcoin season with a few other things. So if you're interested in checking that video out, that's up in the top right corner for you now. Now let's jump over to the actual Bitcoin price chart. And we are currently sitting at $29,317 at the time of recording. We are in a similar situation with Bitcoin as Ethereum. With Bitcoin, we got to bounce off that 20-day moving average, where on Ethereum, the 20-day was still a little ways beneath us. Bitcoin did, however, get that bounce directly off that 20-day moving average. I do see this still having the ability to pull back a little bit farther. If you've caught our last couple of videos covering Bitcoin price action, we've been talking about that going back, 5 or 6 days in those two videos. Those two videos cover the span of about 5 or 6 days. And we've been talking about, expecting this pullback to come right about the bottom of this red support band. And then I actually drew in this temporary support, which is right beneath that resistance band. And you can see on our volume indicator over here, the reason I put in that temporary was just because of the amount of action that we've seen back here, as well as the amount of support that we have here. However, the point of control on our volume indicator is down around that $23,000 level. So that is one thing to keep in note. The possibility of a stronger pullback is definitely in the cards. I have been saying for a while, I do eventually see a sizable pullback that would bring us, down to the bottom of this expanding symmetrical triangle that we've been talking about for, weeks and weeks now. So I do still see that playing out eventually. However, right now in the shorter time frame, I do see us kind of hanging out right around in this 28,000, probably 500 area and up, just kind of doing some choppy sideways action. If we glance down at the stochastic, you can see we are just about bottomed out. Oh, it looks like we did actually cross, so we are now underneath that 20 line, indicating we are in that underbought territory, underbought, oversold. We can spend a little time underneath here, so you can see in some of these other examples back here that we can spend a little bit of time when we are down in this area where we build up strength for another potential move. But I think that's a great place to leave the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to stay up to date for all the latest and greatest videos released from Be Crypto Savvy. As in the video coming out tomorrow as we dive into the Genie range report and discuss the predicted price points for Bitcoin and Ethereum over the next 7 days. So something to look forward to. Also, the link is in the description if you are interested in this report yourself. Make sure to grab your 2-week trial. Make sure to grab your 2-week trial, your 2-week free trial, and join us here at Be Crypto Savvy. See you on the next video.
Comment and subscribe. Like, comment and subscribe, yeah.